Okay, and as usual, social media or social butterfly delay. I'm about to get going here. The weather has been raining off and on, and it looks like things may get interesting in a couple of more days. I'm going to be heading into East Fork today, which is going to be the last of these rough trail sections. Very rough, if I believe all the people that have been talking to me. Nice thing is Tammy and her family have reiterated that they're happy to come pick me up. They're actually located on the far side of East Fork. If I need a refuge again, this was really cozy. There's something really calming about rain that you are not in. I love hearing it on the tent or on tin roofs like this. Reminds me of my grandparents' old house in Fredericksburg, Texas.
We can get to Williamsburg.
And I am back in daylight, in the rain, once again. And once again, the biggest challenge of the morning was not just sitting there chatting with people for half the day. They made me eggs and bacon, gave me 3 cups of coffee. I had a dry night and a shower. Didn't do laundry because I needed sleep more than I needed clean clothes. And I figure things are gonna get messy again here. So Tammy and her family are one of those trail angels that does not list themselves on the map, but reaches out when they see somebody and they feel comfortable. She said she'd seen my videos, so figured that I wasn't going to be too weird. And they had helped other ADT hikers in the past. Sounded like it had been a number of years ago, but they had that cool little shed with the bunks in the back. Their setup reminded me of those cabins some of the places rent out on the AT, where they just took a shed, installed some, bunks and things, and then private cabin, $100 a night. So I have been getting multiple messages this morning about the storm outlook. It looks like Sunday is going to be exciting across this entire region. I always appreciate a heads up because I don't often have context for a given area. Different sources for weather predictions are varying levels of effective in different areas. So what worked for me on the AT was different than what worked for me on the PCT. Good news is, I think by the time Sunday rolls around and things maybe get serious, I should be closer to Cincinnati, Milford area. So I should have more options for being able to go to ground. And past a certain level, I just will not screw around. I mean, it is not worth crawling along and getting 5-10 miles if I'm at risk of, getting struck by lightning. When I got picked up yesterday, when we were driving back, there was a couple of times where the entire sky just lit up with these giant forks of electricity. And stuff like that is terrifying if you're going through open fields or all you have are these isolated trees. And I mean, what am I going to do? Go knock on that guy's door and say, hey, can I sit inside your trailer? I'm afraid I'm going to be hit by a tornado. And if I need to take a zero because the weather's just going to be all sorts of dangerous, there could be worse timing. I mean, I haven't had a break, more than just like a partial day on a resupply since entering Ohio. So I'd much rather have something like that happen now versus right after Jen gets to me or right after I take a break. This is why I tell people when they ask, oh, why don't you take more zeros? I take them when I really need them. When I just go, well, I have an opportunity here, I might as well vortex and just take it easy for a day. It always seems like right after that, something happens and, injury, severe weather. And then I'm forced to take a zero, and then you've just wasted a bunch of time. So my general thing is, if I can hike, I need to be hiking. If I have to stop, then I take a break. And there are cases where I just get run down and I need that zero. That zero I took in Parkersburg, or wherever I took a break. I don't even remember now. That one was very much necessary. Yeah, I think it was Parkersburg. I was just getting grouchy and run down. Versus now I'm tired. I'm always tired. I've hiked. I should be hitting the 1,000-mile mark right now, I think, and I'm day 50-something, 60-something. Being rested is not an option at this point. I will always be some level of rundown, but there's a difference between tired and functional and fully throwing myself into the adventure and just dragging so hard it's hard to get out of the tent in the morning. So at least for now with the outlook, plan is just keep on keeping on and make good decisions when things change. And hey, on the plus side, heat and humidity is doing way better at the moment. So I have another 3-4 miles on pavement, stretch my legs, and then we'll see how fun this East Fork mudslide is going to be. It's really a shame I'm not a fan of hard-boiled eggs because I keep getting offered them a lot. I feel like I could have made it through this entire part of the state on just buying roadside eggs. There is actually another trail angel through here. There's an address. I didn't run into the guy. If Tammy hadn't reached out, I might have asked about camping because it's been a little bit too residential to really find many places through here. The notes basically say he will slack pack you all the way through to the Indiana border. I have really been getting the impression from various trail angels I've talked to and the notes I have seen that the majority of folks are doing a whole heck of a lot of slack packing, which, fair enough, does make for a far easier day versus carrying gear, but I've just made so many sacrifices to be able to through hike. My soul rebels at the idea of just turning it into a series of day hikes. There are some really aggressive signs in this area. Hello. Hey. I don't want people to think I'm filming them holding the selfie camera up like this. But the big thing when it rains like this is just figuring out when it makes sense to put on the rain jacket or put on the umbrella. This is big drops and it's pretty much getting into umbrella territory. I've generally been avoiding the rain jacket just because I sweat more in it than it actually helps. But if it gets into hard rain, I need it to prevent my back and elbows from getting soaked. With the humidity being so high, it more just comes down to mitigation because I'm going to be wet, sweaty, etc. This probably would have been my stealth camp if I had still been walking. Actually, I would have been at the Trail Angels, but this doesn't seem too bad, other than the camera warnings. The other thing that the umbrella helps with is when I was on the AT and I was just using a rain jacket, everything would get so wet. I mean, eventually, the rain jacket kind of soaks through. My phone would become unusable eventually. And just keeping the water off my head, shoulders, and front has really helped with that aspect. This little accessory pouch is quote unquote waterproof, but water makes it through zippers, even if they're the AquaSeal ones. I do keep wishing that this umbrella was just a little bit bigger though. I end up getting some drippage on my arms and back. And welcome back to Williamsburg. And so much for the easy section for a bit. Okay, I feel like my expectations from all the warnings are going to be so low. It can't possibly be that bad, but we shall see. A little bit muddy, but so far so good. And fun times. And yeah, fun times. It's a mini horse and a mini horse. Hey, guy. Okay, I'll leave you alone. has been slow going up until this part. Lots of sliding around on mud. They do have official campsites back here and a couple of shelters. Some of them mention privies, but it seems kind of similar to Shawnee that they're not in great shape. Yeah, there you go. Okay, 6 o'clock. I have been sliding around on mud and having to crawl up and down a lot of hills all freaking day. So I'm going to be under mileage, but I'm probably only going for another hour or so. There are designated campsites out here. I'm just trying to get to the tent at the moment. One swamp after another. I am so damn tired of this mud at the moment. Damn it. So those were the first people I've seen out here. Kind of surprised for a Thursday night, but obviously not going to stay at an occupied shelter. I am looking to stop pretty soon. There is another campsite up ahead. If that doesn't work out, I may just end up stealthing here. Okay. I'm a little nervous of setting up here just in case other people show up, but what are the chances of that? I'm ready to stop. I've got chafing issues. I've been wet, hurting from the fall, and I am just done with today. I really hope nobody shows up and I have to pack up and leave. Home sweet home. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of options to clean up. I usually just throw my long johns on and live with it.